So all of these podcasters, and there's a slew of them that have, because Charlie Kirk started it, going on the campuses and in the high school. This was all designed to get an army. As smart as millennials and Gen Z are with thinking for themselves, where the reason these people go after the younger is they know that you'll believe them. It's easier to manipulate a young person. It is. I'm not saying young people aren't smart. I'm saying, but naturally, because I was young once too, you think, oh no, they just, Charlie Kirk's just on campus debating with me, or these other people are, and they have our best interest at heart. No, they want to use you as an army because they're the establishment influencers. So they use you as an army and then dangle it over Trump and say, oh, the young people haven't gotten what they want yet. The young people aren't given relief yet. You're going to lose more support. And see, Trump isn't going to play that game. He's the one president that won't. Most presidents will immediately be like, "Oh, I don't want to go down in poll numbers." Yeah, Trump don't play that game. Cuz he'd rather shake you off if you're too weak. And it's not even that. There's a bunch of people that have attached to him that he knows were never part of what his plan was. So he shakes them off. I noticed, especially when he was saying that the Epstein thing was a hoax. First of all, there is a total hoax that was attached to that with Israel, Mossad. I mean, they attached everything to that wagon. Like, yes, Epstein is a big deal. And Trump knows that, okay? Here's the thing, and it kind of leaders do this, but this, I think where leaders developed it is from God, okay? I do. Just like in my last video, I said that God gives you the truth, but he doesn't give it to you until you are mature enough to receive it. See, in many ways, what Turning Point and all of these people want to do, because it's nefarious, is they want to keep you immature. They want to keep you whining and complaining and being a big baby. Because, well, I think because they're hoping it delays their time. If you can understand what I mean. You have to remember that there's a good and evil here, and the evil knows some things you don't. So it wants to influence you to moan and complain to the leader that I'm not getting what I want, when really no leader's going to give you any truth, when you will that easily just fall for this stuff like a dog on a leash. And that's what I've seen these people do for like 7 years now. I've been like shocked at the amount of bullshit that they attach to Epstein. There's a lot there. But when Trump said it was a Democrat hoax, he means all of the shit that they've attached there. So when the country, and that's why they go after the young people, they know they can convince the young people easier. Again, not because I'm saying you're stupid, but because you just will automatically think they have your best interest at heart, and none of them did. They're literally the establishment's influencers, because then whoever's the president, they can always dangle all the young people over them and say, you better do this or you're going to lose support. So that's why, first of all, Trump wants to shake off the ones that were never with him to begin with. He knew what they were attached to, why they were attached to him. It's like in the Bible, you don't want the bad fruit attached to you. You don't want to be unequally yoked. So shake him off. He doesn't care about poll numbers. But more than that, you can't expect to receive the truth if you won't think for yourself. And when there's these young people that believe all this, that follow some of these podcasters religiously, okay, like Candace, okay, and believe all of this and don't recognize on the face of it what they're doing, then how can any leader give you the truth? They can't. God himself wouldn't. Because you don't want to take the leash off. and just think for yourself. I think a lot of young people would say, well, no, we do think for ourselves. Yeah, but look at how convincing Charlie Kirk was. And I said he wasn't up to any good. You think any young person would believe me? No, my nephews wouldn't even believe me. But he wasn't, and that only comes with age. Some of that wisdom, no matter how smart you think you are, there's some wisdom you just won't get until, as time goes on. But they knew exactly that that's the group to get a hold of. That's why they continually tell you, oh, your economics, why isn't anything being done? Oh, poor you, wanting you to be a victim and whine and complain, knowing that is why you won't get truth. Because you really can't give somebody the truth when they are not when they're not ready to receive it. And if they have, it's like in the Bible. It says, are you going to continue to be bottle fed, or are you ready for solid food? God will give you solid food when you're ready for it, meaning he'll give you truth when you're ready for it. But if you're showing you still need to be on a bottle and be, be bottle fed, then we're not there yet. And bottle fed, meaning you have somebody you have to follow that's going to tell you what to believe. Nobody should have believed everything they attached to Epstein. I mean, I was so shocked. Every single thing, like anybody they hated, they attached to Epstein. And then the Epstein became, it's all Israel, Israel, Israel. And at least from the comment sections, I don't know if truly people feel that way, but that's, like, when you see that, then understand why Nick Fuentes is out there, Candace is out there, all of them are out there. There's a reason they have the followers. It's not because they're telling you the truth. It's because they want to keep you from receiving the truth. Because they know that if they keep you whining and complaining instead of being grateful, that it will delay. They just want to inevitably delay things. That's why they're always a crisis with these people. Okay? So the best thing that you want to fast track into maturity so that you can receive the truth, start doing a gratitude list, either in your head or write it down or type it on your phone every night. Or say it to God, tell him everything you're thankful for. Everything from I got a hot meal today, to I have a car, or I have a roof over my head. Everything you can think of in that day, no matter how minimal. And tell God you're grateful for all that abundance that he gave you in that day. Do that every day. And then you won't want to hear these people. God will see that you have, you're willing to mature. And you'll be able to see truth easier. Because when you're tied to what somebody else tells you, then no matter who the leader is, whether it's God or the leader that's in place for your country, it's not going to do any good to give you the truth because you're not even willing to be off the bottle yet. And you'll just fight back and say, no, this isn't true. That's the reason Trump was saying, no, it's a Democrat hoax because of everything they attach to it. So when the country refuses to see the truth of that, and that he, is waiting for some maturity, then you can't. It won't do any good to just give people that aren't thinking for themselves fully the truth yet. He does want to change the name. There is a new word for a Trump Republican, which is almost everyone. Great policy is the key. It is T-Publican or T-Publican. You want to know what publican means? Publican, in the Roman days, in the Bible, was a tax collector. Yep. And T means truth, and also it goes along with Tesla as far as the flux capacitor. Sort of like what they talked about in Back to the Future. And then T also, believe it or not, stands for truth. I think that's a good name, T-Publican. We become the truth tellers and we become the tax collectors.